Today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments for and against a ban on gender-affirming care for children.
That law is in Tennessee, but more than 24 other states, including Texas, have similar restrictions. KVUE's Adam Bennett joins us live here in the studio this afternoon. And Adam, experts are calling this a landmark case.
Brian, this is the first time the nation's highest court has considered a state law targeting transgender people. Their ruling, experts say, could determine access to health care for hundreds of thousands of teens, and that could include kids in Texas. Last year's battle at the state capitol is now this year's battle in the nation's capital. On Wednesday, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a case brought by the Biden administration and 3 families with transgender teenagers. That includes LW, who spoke to ABC News.
It's not very comfortable being trapped in, because it just doesn't feel like you.
After months of therapy and doctor's visits, the teen and her parents decided to start puberty blockers and later hormone therapy. But last year,
without objection, the motion to reconsider goes to table.
Lawmakers in the family's home state, Tennessee, banned those treatments.
In Tennessee, we think this is a risky procedure.
Those challenging Tennessee's law argue it's a form of sex discrimination. The law's defenders insist they're trying to protect children. Major medical associations have endorsed the treatments for more than a decade. During the hearing, the conservative majority court appeared to lean toward upholding Tennessee's law. Texas Values filed a brief supporting it.
That could impact the state of Texas.
President Jonathan Saenz was in D.C. for the hearing.
Now, in Texas, this issue has already been taken up in our state laws, but you could see people refile these issues in federal court and possibly in state court and ask our judges in Texas to take another look at it.
The Texas legislature passed similar restrictions under Senate Bill 14 last year. It's also faced opposition in court.
We've seen firsthand in Texas how damaging it is when something like that happens.
Brad Pritchett with Equality Texas says it's meant politicians interfering with families' medical decisions.
And a lot of folks had to pack up and leave the state in order to continue getting their kids life-saving health care.
Pritchett told me he believes the impact on Texas will depend on how narrow or broad the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling is. That ruling is expected by next June. Live in studio, Adam Bennett, KVUE News.